Hey people, it's me again. Anyways, not much is going on except for that we had a blackout earlier tonight that around 7:45 all the power went out in the street in the entire neighborhood, and so I didn't watch anything and didn't do anything on there. But I had my dash and I kind of already blogged about it on Live Journal saying, oh great, another blackout. And so anyways, this time of year, I usually feel really funny because I don't know what it is. There's always little bad things that kind of occur around this time of year, a lot of things. And I don't know why. It's just there's a lot of things that kind of go wrong at this time of year, and sometimes I think I just wish that the whole holiday season just go by so quickly, so that way I could go to the new year and start the whole year with a clean slate again. Although I guess I have to say the highlights of this year was just simply me arguing with Dad for, I don't know, maybe another couple more months about him not liking the fact that I do the whole online thing, even though I'm a little careful with who I talk to, and then who I try to avoid and stuff like that. He just kind of confuses me with the other brother, the one who's a little reckless, I guess, but not necessarily reckless, but I think that's just how Dad is. He just confuses me with the other two brothers. And I think even Mom does that the same way, that she part of it kind of confuses me with the other brothers, and then I think they just seem to forget a little bit about me, that I'm the smart one. I'm the one that tends to be a little bit independent. Sure, I may be written off as unruly, insubordinate, or stubborn or whatever, but it's just simply I'm more of an independent person sometimes. And I basically decided I'm just going to reveal to one of my Live Journal friends about who is the mystery friend that I kind of kicked out, my Live Journal. But I think to most of them it's kind of obvious. And that guy just doesn't understand perseverance. And he's having to say that if it's just that he just gives up too easily on relationships just because a guy hasn't called him like in 2 days, and then he gives up on them or whatever the reason is. But I'm not really like generalizing here. Maybe I'm generalizing, but that's just my opinion on certain people. Some people just give up too easily, and then others it's like that for most of those little relationship problems, we just basically can't differentiate companionship with relationship. Because some people just only want companionship and not really anything serious. Some people want something serious, but just don't really want any of the companionship yet, or anything like that kind of casual thing. I kind of realize now that I'm probably ready for a relationship, but it just doesn't really matter whether if I want that right away or whenever. But I feel like I just kind of decided that I just kind of want more something serious whenever. It's just I'm not in a rush for anything serious with anyone just yet, because if I be that, I would just be some sort of desperate, clingy guy who just doesn't want to take their time on the wine and dine things or whatever. that. And there's just some people that are like that, who are just so impatient. They just want a relationship just like that. I probably think it's just society in some ways, that we live in a society that's all point click, instant gratification and stuff like that. And so that's basically how some reasons why some people are very clingy and just want to have a relationship just to develop in an instant a serious relationship like that. On the other hand, I kind of decided that on that sort of thing that I don't know if I'm really want to read any more of those Bear Abbey advice columns. It's just, like I said before, it's just he's overripe, and then sometimes his advice is like he's just simply going around giving people some bad advice. I mean, telling somebody like if it was like maybe if he told me, if I had probably told him about my whole situation with Ricky, he probably would have generally said, give up and move on, even though, even if I probably would have told him about my dad interfering with the relationship, he probably would still say that, But then, however, if I was a lot more older, he probably would have said something else, And it seems like most of his answer for every little problem was just date as many as you can. You should really just say date as many as you feel most comfortable with, Because there are some people who feel more comfortable just dating one guy at a time, while others just want to date a bunch of people at a time and not have any inclination for a relationship for that matter. And then the last couple of advice that he'd given out was just really got on my nerves. I mean, one time he kind of told this one guy that maybe he wasn't really ready for a serious relationship, or that at his age, even though 30 is a good age to settle in for a relationship at any point, even in the straight community. 30 is the age to settle down, to have kids and all that stuff. And then he kind of says that. And then saying that this other guy was just being too needy, and then just give up on him. It's not like some people remain needy forever. And that some people like that at that age, they become needy, then they just adapt and become less emotionally dependent on others, And then the latest one, I think he kind of told this one guy to kind of move on, but I probably should have just, if I was basically would have told that one guy that just to kind of keep him as a friend, but then however, it's not like that boyfriend of the guy that he was interested in is going to last, Sometimes that they would just go into a relationship like that, and then I usually expect like some of those guys that would be like that way, and then I would usually lose them forever, and then a couple months later they're back single again, and then wondering what the hell happened, And I'm just wondering, like, what the hell happens with some of those guys, So he really wanted to have something serious for me. They could have told me that a long time ago. Other than that, I'm just going to not have anything serious with anyone unless they're willing to take their time to get to know me first. And that's kind of the reason why I stick to Ricky some point and all these other people. And because they got to know me, instead of some other people who just come in there and then demand reciprocation of their affections or lust for me. I'm talking about a couple people that are like that way. Anyway. anyways, that's just my video blog.